welcome to Dora's Garden once again. And if this is your first time, welcome. It's been heavy on my heart to bring out this message. If you're someone who is considering or contemplating about getting a breast reduction, I highly suggest that you continue watching this video. If you're someone though who has had a breast reduction, I don't want you to use this material as being discouraged or find yourself regretting the decision that you made to have the breast reduction. Before I get started, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and press the notification bell so you will be notified each time I upload a future video. All right, without further ado, let's just get into the pros and cons of having a breast reduction and what prompted me to make this video. All right, let's get started. So you guys, I'm sorry if you see that in this video, you see that I'm a little bit more revealing. This is just to encourage women, specifically busty women. I feel like I'm gonna make this into a two-part only because there's so much to cover, but today's video will be strictly on why someone who is busty may consider, or one who is really eager to getting a breast reduction. I'm gonna throw out the reasonings as to why it will be crucial to get one, and then I'm going to give you the pros and cons. I just want to say that I've been contemplating about getting a breast reduction. I am someone who developed at a very early age, and you know, I used to get teased a lot for being busty, and for a long time, I'm not going to say in the beginning, but as the years went on, I became very insecure. I mean, I would sometimes I would wear tight clothing, but I would also wear like a cardigan or a sweater or, you know, something to kind of cover up, because that was the first thing that people would point out. But some people say my smile, but I feel like my smile is up here, my boobs are right here. You know, it was natural for people to just constantly focus on my boob area. And so for many years, I've been made fun of. I've had close friends, close family members, you know, make fun, crack jokes, or, you know, just say things that were very insensitive. And so I'm here to tell you that no matter if you have big boobs or small boobs, no matter what you do in life, people will always have something to say. I mean, they even came up with for women who are smaller, they call them the itty bitty committee. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you is, no matter what you have going on, whatever your body type is, no matter your skin complexion, no matter your hair type, no matter your weaknesses, your strengths, people will always have something to say. So I'm saying all of this to say, at the end of the day, you have to be comfortable in the skin that you're in. And if you decide to go on with getting a breast reduction, I'm pretty sure that's not a walk in the park. I've seen plenty of videos on YouTube of the pros and cons and the befores and afters, and nothing in life is perfect, okay? It's, you know, if you're looking for perfection, then you can just throw that out the window. Yeah, I just want to be transparent with my viewers and my subscribers and let you guys know that I go through things as well. And so I've been contemplating about getting a breast reduction, and I took the proper steps, and I had legit reasons why I should have or why I could get a breast reduction. But I'm just also looking at the pros and cons and just seeing if the pros outweigh the cons. These are my opinions. You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And if you agree or disagree, you can definitely comment below. We can engage in conversation and with each other, you know, just kind of give each other some insight. But a few reasons why I feel like a breast reduction might be necessary is, the very first one, if it's life-threatening. If you're someone who has been diagnosed with like breast cancer, or they found lumps in your breast and, you know, they may have to do some type of reconstruction, definitely consider getting a breast reduction. And that can just be if they find anything, you know, any type of lumps or cancer anywhere throughout your body. So yes, if it's life-threatening, definitely consider it. The second reason would be if it is interfering with your daily activities, if it's almost to the point where it's affecting your health. For example, some women who are top heavy, they find it very difficult to move around, meaning like jumping up and down, You know, so it's very hard for them to like take long walks or do jumping jacks or go jogging or pretty much do any type of cardio, because it seems that their boobs are in the way or it causes excruciating pain, which is going to lead me to my third reason. If your breasts or the weight of your breasts are causing excruciating pain to the point where you're having grooves along your shoulders or you're having tears along the skin, like the thin parts, whether it's between the breast or underneath, definitely consider, unless you're willing to go through the pain throughout the rest of your life, it's just something to consider. Yeah, I feel like those are the main reasons to get a breast reduction. I'm gonna go into the pros and cons that I kind of came across from doing my research. So I'm gonna grab my notes here so I don't miss a thing. So we're gonna start with the pros. Now, one of the benefits of getting a breast reduction would be to obviously relieve pain. A lot of women experience back pain, whether it's their upper back, their lower back, their mid back, or all three, and even shoulder and neck pain. That's something that I do experience majority of the time. So it definitely will relieve a lot of the pain, but I want to give you an alternative for that. If you're someone who's okay with taking medicine, pain relievers and things like that, you can go for it. I take more of a holistic approach, and so I like to stretch and do yoga and do some type of back and shoulder and neck exercises to kind of help relieve the pain and actually build strength in my back so my back is able to carry that weight. A second pro would be if you are someone who is diagnosed with breast cancer or had found some type of lumps or cancer cells anywhere in the breast area. The goal is to be cancer free. I really don't have an alternative for that because, you know, I'm not a professional, and so that will definitely be a pro. The third pro would be it will definitely build your confidence. I know a lot of women who are more busty. I'm not speaking for all. They can become very insecure only because it draws a lot of attention to their breast, and it's very hard to find clothing that actually fits them well, and which I am going to talk about that, not right now, but towards the end of the video, of what I can do to bring awareness of women who are busty, and maybe we can bring attention to fashion and see if we can push the narrative of making clothing specifically for busty women. I mean, it's to the point where they've made apparel for tall women. They also have been adding a lot of plus sizes clothing stores now, which is awesome. How about we push for making tops that are specifically for busty women, because sometimes it just doesn't fit us the way that we need to, no matter if we get a large or extra large or 2X, you know, it'll be tight around the boobs, but extremely loose everywhere else. So let's just push for that. And if you're with it, comment below if you're with that whole movement. I'm definitely going to look into that and pursue that action. All right, so those are the pros in my opinion. So we're gonna talk about the cons. Now, some of the cons, well, one of the cons definitely is almost inevitable, is that you will have visible scarring, okay? Some women have minimum scarring, but a lot of women develop keloids around their incisions. So just know that even though they will appear smaller in clothing, that when you look at them, it would be scars. You know, and if you look at them as like battle scars, that's awesome. A lot of women look at their stretch marks as battle scars, you know, so that's just something to consider. A second con would be there's a great chance that you may not be able to nurse, meaning breastfeed. I'm gonna post a video, a clip right here. Boy. And in this clip, it pretty much encourages me to not go through with the surgery, because if anything, I have a story behind my whole breastfeeding journey, but I absolutely enjoyed breastfeeding the second time around. The first time, it was extremely hard. I was a young mother. I barely had any support. I barely had any knowledge of what to do at home if you're trying to breastfeed, and I was at home for hours by myself, could barely do anything. So there was just a lot of factors as to why. And then it was very painful, and I didn't really have the cream, and it's just so many things. However, the second go round, when I tell you I was able to breastfeed my son for 15 months, I mean, it's one of the best, one of the biggest accomplishments that I've ever done in my life. And so when I think about this, like the possibility of not being able to nurse, it just draws a huge concern. Not saying that I do want children or I don't, it's just if it does happen, I want to be able to do that for my child. The thing about not being able to nurse, you really wouldn't know or be able to find out until after you have the baby. They won't be able to tell you after the procedure. You won't find out until after you have the baby. So that's just something to think about. It's like, you know, you're taking a risk, you're kind of gambling, but you know, if that's something that is worth taking the risk, then by all means. And that ties into my next con, losing sensation. I find that a lot of women, it's been some cases where some women actually found that their breasts and their nipples were extremely sensitive, like hypersensitive, like anything they touched it, it'd be like, ooh. Also, on the flip side, a lot of women have experienced loss of sensitivity on one or on both breasts. Okay, so that is something to also consider when going through with a breast reduction. And to be honest, I need it. I need my sensitivity. Is what, I don't know. I don't want to go into detail. You know, I'm not going to say it's inappropriate, but us women, we know what it means to have sensitive nipples. Okay, we know that when it's that time when, you know what I'm saying, I get messy, you know, it definitely enhances. It makes everything great, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's definitely a great risk that I'm not even sure I'm willing to consider. So the third con, I don't really think that they talk about this, but let's say if you get your breast reduction and let's say you are a little bit overweight and you get your breast reduction, if you were to lose weight after your surgery, your breast can become very flat, because what they're doing is they're going in and taking a lot of the tissue and the fat from your breast. And so if you have minimum or less than what you would normally have, when you do lose the weight, you're gonna essentially lose some of what is left in your breast. And so your boobs can become very flat. And I don't think that there's anything that you can do at that point. You can do some exercises like push-ups and things like that, but I don't think it can go back to the way it was before you lost weight. So something to think about. If you choose to get a breast reduction, make sure that you are in good health and that you are content with the weight that you are at that moment of surgery. And also, if you gain weight, your boobs might grow back. So this kind of ties into if you end up getting pregnant after your surgery. So of course, most women, they gain weight once they become pregnant. And by the time that they go into labor, they have gained some pounds. So that is something else to consider, that when you get a breast reduction and you do put on weight, it's a great possibility that your boobs will grow back, especially if big boobs is pretty much hereditary. If you find that a lot of women in your family are top heavy. So just think about that. And it may not take for you to get pregnant, but just gaining, you know, pounds in general. Like, I don't know. I can't put a number. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just assuming if you put on at least 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds, I'm sure that would show a difference in anybody, 10, 15 pounds. So just think about that. Oh, I want to add also, when I said one of the pros for getting a breast reduction is that you will feel more confident, I also want to add that to, if you decide not to get a breast reduction, it took for me to breastfeed and to feel so empowered, and to just, even after having a baby and breastfeeding and just loving the way that my boobs sit and the way that they feel, I'm just like, you know what? Women pay to get these boobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, people actually put stuff in their body to get these boobs. Okay, one of the main reasons why I was really considering a breast reduction is because when I breastfed for as long as I did, my boobs grew. Women who become pregnant, you carry milk, like actual liquid. I feel like it's a lot heavier than whatever fat is in our boobs as of right now. So after I stopped breastfeeding, everything was okay. Once I got my periods and I started getting cycles every month, I noticed like a couple of weeks before it was that time of the month, I started experiencing a lot of neck and shoulder pain, like upper back, neck, and shoulder area. Okay, it could be the type of bras that I'm wearing, and also I noticed that like right before I come on, it's like my breasts become very sensitive and they actually feel a lot heavier. But once I come off my cycle, my boobs feel just fine. So I only experience the pain once a month. I'm gonna say like a few days every month, say like a week before I come on, I will experience it. And so what I've been doing is I've been doing a lot of yoga, I've been stretching and just doing exercises to kind of strengthen these muscles that I barely used. And I've noticed a significant difference. And most of the time I don't wear a bra, and it's just, I feel more comfortable that way, but I do sometimes. So that was one of the reasons. I mean, when I say the pain was really bad, it was excruciating at one point, to the point where I just want to chop them all off. But I have to be realistic, and I also, because of my reasoning, I'm not going to be on my cycle forever, right? So I don't have to make a decision right now. I don't want to live in regret, and so I just want to consider all of my options. I want to make sure that I've exhausted all of my options first before I decided to go on with the procedure. So yeah, I just want to be transparent and just let you guys know what's going on with me. I'm sorry if this video is very lengthy. I just want to encourage any woman out here who is considering or contemplating about getting a breast reduction. I mean, it looks good on the outside. You know, women, you can tell that they are very happy. However, not everybody's experience is the same. Not everybody gets the results that they were looking for. Some women have complications. Some women even die from it. And some women go through like mental trauma. I don't want to say mental, like psychological trauma. Some people, when they come out of surgery, they can go through trauma and then it's like your body is getting adjusted to this new form. And some people can become very ill because their body is trying to recognize this reconstruction that has been done. And so yeah, I was so sure at one point, but after like doing my research and just looking at myself in the mirror on a regular basis, I'm like, you know, it could be a lot worse. It really could be a lot worse. And so I just don't want to do anything to jeopardize what I have, what I'm blessed with at this moment. So I just wanted to be transparent and share with you guys what I've got going on. And so yeah, and then especially with it being COVID right now, and you know, I just lost a family member. Whew, trying to think about it. But you know, it's just, I don't need to decide right now. I can wait. I can continue doing some more research, and I can continue to love on my body and love on myself. And I want to take action, like I said earlier in the video, I want to take action to like make it my duty to be a voice for busty women. A lot more clothing lines again have plus sizes now, and they make jeans for taller women. I mean, they pretty much custom a lot more for other areas, but now it's time for us to be a voice and to voice that being busty is beautiful, and that they can customize clothing that fits us. That is something, that is my mission. That is something that I'm going to work on. It's definitely going to be part of 2021. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video encouraged you. Even if you're someone who's already had the procedure done, had the surgery done, it's okay. Listen, everybody's journey is different, and just because you got it done does not make you any less or any more, and vice versa. I'm just here to be a voice for women like myself who most of their life have been teased, but at the same time have been glorified for being busty. And so yes, that's all I have for you for today. Comment below, anybody, just comment below how you feel about this video, or what you're feeling for someone who is busty. What are some of the challenges that you deal with on a regular basis, and what have you done to kind of encourage yourself and made yourself, and to become more confident in yourself? I mean, when I look at myself in the mirror, I'm like, yo, these things are good. Like, they are good. Listen. Just follow your heart. Don't do anything out of insecurity. That was another thing. I was so insecure about my breast for so long. That was one of the reasons, besides the pain, that kind of pushed me to kind of be like, okay, it's time now. But now I'm just like, no, I can always get it done, right? I can always get it done, but I'm not in a rush. Yes, you guys, that completes today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next video.